Hello and welcome to another Kings of War battle report. Today we have a new army, the Formians. They're halflings, but you'll see soon they're actually insect people, versus the Undead. And kind of a nice change of pace here. I actually have my opponent with me. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll recognize his models. He painted all of the gorgeous forces of nature models that I've played against so many times, so I'm glad to get a break from them and play some of his also gorgeous Undead. So say hi to my longest gaming partner and brother, Tony Zamuda.
Hello, yes, you'll be able to see the Undead go against the Formians today, so it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun for the Undead.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
yeah, for the Undead. All right, so I'll start with talking about my force, its composition, and my strategy going into this. It's a really small game because I like just sticking to the painted models, and it's taken me a little while to get these guys going because they're very conversion heavy, as you can probably see. So for this battle, I went with a horde of the Braves, Halfling Braves, a regiment of Halfling Braves, 2 Halfling Howitzers, and a Halfling Master Sergeant with the Baneslayer, Beast Baneslayer, that sword that's good against monster things. And Tony, what did you take?
I had the werewolf character, I believe it's called a Lycanis or something along that lines, and then to the right we have the Lich King or Lich Queen, which is just basically the upgraded magic user. And then to the right of that we have a regiment of skeleton warriors. And over one more, we have a regiment of revenants. Yeah. And they are just base with crushing strength 1, defense 5. I didn't go for the crushing strength 2.
Right, and you didn't have any magic items. You just had the heal upgrade on the Lich Priest.
That's correct. No surge, just heal 6 on the Lich King, and she has 14-16 nerve with regeneration 5 and up.
Nice. So what was your strategy going in here? You kind of knew your opponent, and it's a really small game, so you don't have a ton of flexibility. But what was the approach?
Yeah, the basic strategy is we have 2 infantry blocks, and I want to keep the character in the middle so I can have the inspiring and move up slowly, depending on the scenario. And then basically we want to send the werewolf character on the flanks to disrupt, to get flanks, or to go for the war machines. So basically the Undead are pretty good at surviving, so I just want to have an anvil. It's a small game, and then use the werewolf character to disrupt and take the flanks as much as possible.
Nice. And that worked out pretty well.
It did.
But, so I was going for... I knew I would outnumber anybody on infantry, anyone that wasn't a horde army, with a horde and a regiment and a 500 point, or likely would. So my original plan was just... stick the enemy's infantry and use the artillery to knock out cavalry or monsters, and then try and win that way. This whole strategy is centered around having some harder hitting units that I just can't fit into a 500 point. So I think that really was a problem. But let's dive into the battle and find out why. So for my deployment, I think I was causing myself trouble right off the bat here because I deployed pretty far up. The scenario was dominate, so have to have everything within 12 inches of that center point to score any points. And that, I think, was distracting me because I thought I got to get up there fast and contest that middle. But that really didn't turn out so well. And I won the roll for turn, so I let him go first, thinking nothing was in range anyway because he's hiding behind the forest. And so... go ahead and take us through your first turn.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Just moving forward with everything in the center. We have the character in between the 2 infantry blocks. Just moving forward as they can only shamble, and I don't have any surge, so we're just slow and steady moving up. I know if I can just hold the center, I'll win. I think I definitely have an advantage because of your artillery and your composition for the scenario that we rolled. So I know I have an advantage. I just take the middle, and you have to come to me. In order to win anything. So I am moving the werewolf character up along the side, kind of half behind that rock there. One of the artilleries can see him, one can't. And what I want to do there is kind of swoop around and either pick up the artilleries or move towards the center to go for a flank. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and that worked out pretty solid. I think if I was going to make a push for the middle, I should have taken the first turn. My first mistake, I think, because I could have just turtled up in the corner, but I wasn't going to. That wasn't my plan. So knowing that, maybe I should have moved first. But I mean, who knows? Then I could have just been getting flanked by Werewolf Varn. What do you, Vargolf?
Yeah,
used to be Vargolf. Oh, this asshole! He used to ruin my day back in Warhammer because nothing could kill this guy as a monster in Warhammer, and I was like, okay, I saw this on the field. I was like, oh god damn it, he's back, and it was just like a little panic. I was like, no, it's Kings of War. Things are fair in Kings of War. It's gonna be okay, and for the most part.
Yeah, so the Vargol, he's pretty fair, the werewolf character. I mean, he's not crazy or anything like that. He's not a vampire, but I think he's just cursed you, and he's always gonna just be messing up your day. And
gets in my head.
He gets in your head. Yeah, I you have dreams about him. You wake up in cold
Well,
sweats.
this is so the guy that won the Food Hammer was you won the overall, but the guy who won the general, who had the most like points out of strictly the game, he had just an army of these guys. It was the Beasts of Nature version. But
not the Beasts of Nature, but the werewolves from the Beast Herds. Or whatever the Kings of War equivalent of that.
Right. Not Forces of Nature. It was the Herd.
Herd.
Yeah, because they're so the characters are just 9-inch move with nimble.
Yeah, that's really really important in Kings of War to be able to get so quickly onto the flank, get those 2 pivots. A huge deal.
Well, yeah, you moved up 18 inches and pivoted.
Yep.
Which I thought, let you have the first turn, and then I can swoop in at the end. But once I saw that guy moving, I was like, oh god damn it. Maybe that was a mistake because you were able to go from behind the forest to behind the rock. Not entirely, though. One artillery piece could see him, and that was the best shot I had all game because I hit him, and I ended up doing 6 wounds. First thing. First roll for nerve check had him rolled high enough to kill him, but then he's inspiring, so I had to reroll, and then didn't kill or wave for him. So that was a bummer, and I never got that close again.
And that it definitely changed my strategy because instead of going around for the war machines at that point, after taking that damage, I just stayed put, pivoted, and moved the character, the Lich Queen, up to heal him. And so it definitely changed what I was going to do.
And she almost wasn't in range. You were just within 12 inches. So that was almost... maybe if you were just out of range, I could have managed to kill that guy later, but...
Yeah. Well, those artillery's hitting on 5s. It's very risky when you're shooting 2 of them because maybe you don't hit with anything,
right?
But maybe you do a ton of damage. It's really hit or miss.
That's why what I need is more of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't need a ton of detail on this battle. It just wasn't that exciting, at least for me.
Yeah.
Basically,
the infantry square off. The Revenant go against the Horde of Braves of the Insect Horde. And they pretty much go pound for pound. The Revenants end up taking the day. And on the opposite side, we have the Skeleton Warriors and the Werewolf character going against the Regiment of Braves. And basically, my infantry wins, and the artillery is not able to pick anything out in time. Yeah,
it's a little unreliable in that 5-up, and when you only have 2... They got a couple hits, and they did some damage, but well-constructed list for a 500-point undead list. Because between the Life Leech and the Heal 6, every turn he was back to almost full strength as my wounds racked up fast. I think it took 3 turns for the Horde to go away. Maybe it was just 2 or 3 turns. But I was taking like 5 wounds around, or even 3 to 5 wounds, and within 3 turns, they were off the board, whereas at the end of the game, the Revenants had no wounds on them.
Yeah, basically what you needed to do was take out one unit quickly, either the Warriors or the Revenants with the artillery. Just take out one so that the other 2 could team up, because I do have you beat in combat.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that is you have the artillery, so you needed to get that off quickly. But I did a good job kind of staying behind the forest or hiding behind the rocks with the werewolf character, and taking heal instead of surge was a big deal. The Life Leech as well was really coming to my rescue to win the...
So we had a little more that we were going to talk about for that battle, but apparently we were being too loud, and my wife called it was keeping up the kids. So I had to cut it off there, but that was pretty much it. It was just a 500-point match. As you saw, crushing victory for the Undead, and a lot of good lessons learned, and I know exactly what to work on next. I think what the Force needs is a Halfling Iron Beast. So that's going to be a really fun project. So let me know what you think of the converted insect guys. Really fun to work on so far, and I'll do another video where I kind of talk about why I made them and what the philosophy of the army is. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and bye.